channel.
Welcome back everyone to another Iron Round. And to continue on our Monster Bash, we decided to go to the green for this one. Round 1. Environment. Now let's talk about Poison Ivy's pros. She is practically Mother Nature incarnate when it comes to the plant-based anything, making her also capable of using an environment of that nature to expand even further with her power range. With just a seed, she can have it grow beyond its potential. Just imagine if she had a meadow or a jungle. She can have certain plant life turned into her own personal army, along with tampering with everything in sight during a brawl if this got too much for her. Now obviously there are some cons. Places that have plant life usually are her bread and butter, but take her to an environment in other planets or dried up lands, well, that's where it might get a little trickier for her to be able to fight, as her main source of power is plant life. She'll still have excellent fighting skills, of course, but Groot is a giant living tree, so hard to karate chop your way to winning that fight. Alright, now let's talk about Groot's pros. He's a living plant-based creature. He would definitely thrive in the same environment Ivy does. He may not get control of the plants like Ivy probably could, but he definitely could use the environment to his advantage to gain momentum, or eventually uses the plant in some way or another that Ivy can't control. Should he manage to control half the plant-based environment, he may be able to burn the other half that follows her influence using his flammable sap. And of course, Groot is a plant-based, so maybe they will actually follow his lead more because he's actually from their world compared to Poison Ivy, who just adapted the world. Now, Groot's cons, of course, it's kind of a dice roll on whether plants will follow or assist in his aid in a way, as Poison Ivy has spent years using plants to do her bidding, where Groot usually relies on assistance from his family tree. See what I did there? He might be barking off the wrong tree. Okay, I'll stop. Back to it. It's not certain if this will go his way, as she too can also poison whatever attempts he tries to use on the environment itself. Ultimately though, there has to be one clear winner of this round, and my pick is Groot. Huh? Some might be thinking. Let me explain. While Poison Ivy is known for her control over plant-based life, she is still part human compared to the fully immersed Groot born of plant-based life, and is known to control other plant-based lives from across the galaxy. Alright, round 2, preparation. Let's talk about Ivy. Pros, she's had medical degrees along with educational degrees to match. She has done her research on plant-based things and is known the ins and outs of them. Do you think she's going to have a problem with a plant-based character? Her time to learn about Groot will be used to its advantages to the highest degree. She can mind control her friends or his friends as innocent bystanders, or use them to fight her battles. She can control them into giving up information regarding weaknesses to Groot. Lots of choices for her to go with. There's also gather enough plants to create an army or form an ultimate weapon. She can develop formulas to make her stronger or give her plants more juice in their system. She can develop a toxin especially designed for someone of Groot's physiology. Now, Ivy's cons, of course, what she learns about Groot may be useless, as let's say, for example, she learns there's a special type of herb or bug that she would need to find to really hurt Groot that would take too much time in preparation realm to get it done when you consider how long space traveling is, and how far this planet where this weakness resides from to get it. Also, maybe having other plants join the party might backfire. Now let's talk about Groot's pros. Some might find this difficult to believe, but Groot is actually a genius. Don't let his few words fool you. The man has been complimented for it by Inhuman's own Maximus. I mention this because obviously preparation is only as good as who is able to use their time wisely, and he would do just that. He can search out for certain plant-based life Ivy hasn't ever encountered before, but Groot has, and used that to make it hard to manage to overtake him or have his plants turn against him. He can learn about Ivy's powers and find a way to keep her further from plant-based lives, getting her to go at controlling him, which won't end the way she'd hope it will. Get one of his many Guardians of the Galaxy weapons he has in his storage to help him take her down. Have Rocket help him with a plan before going to a solo battle to battle it out with her. Come up with a play to trick her into thinking she ended him, and at the last minute surprise her with an attack. There's so many options. Also, apologize for the noises in the background. If you heard some noises and any digging, that is my cats cleaning themselves or cleaning the litter box. Alright, continuing on. Now let's talk about Groot's cons. Even with the time, he might not have the right strategy or weapon to put down Ivy for the count, and it may result in his doom. He doesn't often use his brain to prep time, more of a spur of the moment type of person or character. Ultimately though, there has to be one clear winner of this round, and my pick is Poison Ivy. Groot is intelligent. Yes, he is intelligent, but Ivy has shown more often in the comics to use her brain to do this, like things like make a serum for Harley Quinn to make her super soldier level, if I'm not mistaken, or making a kryptonite lipstick to control Superman. She has shown her work when it comes to forming plants. Alright, round 3. Get it done. Alright, let's talk about Ivy's pros. She can control plant-based lives, I already said that, which means she might be able to control Groot. And if not the entirety of his body, the very least parts of it. That is still a big help. For example, let's say you're fighting and all of a sudden your pants come down, causing you to trip over your ankles. Having Groot grow an extra limb out of nowhere or keep part of his body from moving, it is pants to ankles for Groot. Form giant like plant monsters to throw down with Groot for as long as she needed to, or keep coming with weapons or defense as long as she has plants on that ground. See what I did there again? Come on, I'm giving you gold, or in this case a green thumb over here. Fine. She also knows how to fight and has toxins to help her maybe weaken Groot throughout the battle. Ivy's cons: she's lost to characters who didn't have superpowers, just the right gadgets. And not to dismiss Batman's accomplishments, because the man is one of the big 3 in DC Comics, but fighting a non-power person and losing most battles to him shows it doesn't require a lot of power to really defeat her, just the right moves. Now let's talk about Groot's pros. He fights characters with ridiculous power levels, often out of this world. Okay, I'll stop. But the point is, fighting Gladiator or Ego the Living Planet should demonstrate he's his level when it comes to fighting in the fighting realm. He can make himself denser or bigger or stronger with the right materials. I mean, the guy is practically a one-man army on his own. He loses parts of his body, he can just grow it back or replace it and keep it coming at her. A straight up applied pressure like that could be a lot for Ivy to handle. But ultimately though, there has to be one clear winner for this round, and my pick is Groot. Poison Ivy is a worthy adversary, but Groot is just more rooted in his roots when it comes to plant life anything. Born from it and is embedded in the world, into that world. He just managed to find many ways, or can find many ways, to take control of plant life himself, or use those plants to provide boost of energy to finish off poison ivy once and for all. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me, or do it for us here. We really appreciate you guys. If you guys like this, share, like, or subscribe. And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys keeping it 900 subs. Peace. Shout out to all my content supporters. We're not working together, but we like to give credit where credit is due. Ivan the Unstoppable for all the knowledge of comic feats. Watch Mojo for origins and for all the background videos. Comic Historian, Comics Explained, and Key Issues. Go ahead and check them out and tap into the world of comics by supporting other creators. Link to channels will be in the description below.